And good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Cumberland County Board of Commissioners, June 17th, 2024 Commissioners meeting. I will call the meeting to order, and I will ask Commissioner Jones to give us our invocation and pledge. If you would stand, please.
Heavenly Father, we just thank you for the opportunity to serve. We ask that this meeting be done in decency and order. We ask for your wisdom and guidance to make the best decisions possible for all the families in Cumberland County. Lord, we thank you for the Father and Son, Jesus Christ. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You know, it's always good to be the chair, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm in charge. So I will call on Commissioner Keith, who's going to talk about Father's Day. Yeah, you brought it up. There you go.
Well,
we all got all them kids. You know, I got so many of them. Between me and Commissioner Booth, we probably got half of Cumberland County. That's why we keep winning. Let them vote. You get to have enough kids.
That's how you be the county
keep having
commissioner in this
kids
town.
and you get votes. Hey.
Hey,
thank you, sir.
You know, so much that happens, and we try to recognize everybody. But you know, I just want to say Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I see a lot of you out there with your kids and everything. And it's so important to it's nice to be up here, but the biggest honor I have in my life is being a father. So just Happy Father's Day to everybody.
Happy Father's Day to everyone.
Happy Father's Day.
And again, I told you I wasn't in charge, so I'm gonna call on Commissioner Stewart, who's going to update us on Mental Health Month.
June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, so I just admonish
Go ahead.
my colleagues and
We need a little mental health, huh?
no, but seriously though, your mind matters, and make sure that you do everything possible to make sure that you're okay, and remember that it's okay for you not to be okay. So if you need to talk to someone, reach out to someone and talk.
You know, a lot of people say I'm not okay, but that's all right. That's just the way it goes in
You're all
this
right.
world. I'm all right?
Yeah.
Don't believe everything Gail says.
Okay, I won't. Thank you. I'll call on the manager to introduce our new Cumberland County Finance Director and Chief Financial Officer.
Yes, I'm going to turn this one over to Brian Haney. I think he would enjoy doing the introductions.
You know.
Good evening, Commissioners.
Good evening.
I am extremely pleased, Robin, if you can step this way, to introduce our new Finance Director and Chief Financial Officer for the county, Robin Deaver, whose first day with the county was today. Robin comes to the county most recently from the State Treasurer's Office, where she was Chief Financial Officer and Deputy Treasurer. Prior to that, she was with Fayetteville Technical Community College from 2008 to 2023. Where most recently she served as Senior Vice President for Business and Finance. She also has experience with the State Auditor's Office and with Cherry Beckert in Holland, where she was a staff accountant. Chairman Adams, she is a double graduate of North Carolina State University.
You can't get any better than that. You cannot get any better than that. Wolfpack all the way. We did lose today, and we eliminated from the World Series. So I'm a little down tonight, y'all. I'm not as vibrant as I used to be, as I was. Go ahead.
No, but, with that, I'll turn it over to Robin, but we want to welcome her to Cumberland County.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you. Thank you for having me tonight. And I just want to say how excited I am to be here, and thank you for this opportunity. Cumberland County is home to me. I've been here and worked a lot of years with the college, and a lot of folks from Cumberland County through that process. So there's a lot of familiar faces, but a lot of people I'm still meeting, and they've just been super nice to me all day today. So anyway, just thank you for having me, and I look forward to getting to know each of you and working with you.
Well, welcome to Cumberland County. There are a lot of people that in the county that are happy today since they got somebody who can pay them again. So out of the finance department, and I know my budget department is probably happy. Budget and performance. Hey, I got it, see. Budget and performance. So welcome, you're not a stranger to Cumberland County, having been out at Fayetteville Tech, so we welcome you home, and we're glad to have you back, and I think there's no better place than Cumberland County.
I agree. Thanks for having me. Bye.
All right, that will take us, I'll tell you, this next one is I think we'll all enjoy this. This is the winner of the I Voted Sticker Design Contest conducted by the Board of Elections. We've got Director Angie Amaro here. If you come on up, Angie. We also have off of the Board of Elections, Irene Grimes, who's the chair. We've got Ms. Linda DeVore, who is here. Raise your hand. Former commissioner and now on the Board of Elections, Mr. Billy R. King. Glad to have you all here. There's nothing more exciting than when we get our kids involved in voting. Encourage everybody in the room to vote. If you're not registered to vote, please go register and vote. I don't tell you who to vote for unless it's me, but anyway, if you're in my district. But we just encourage everybody. We want, I think Angie will tell you, we want to get that rate up, that percentage up, and I encourage everybody in Cumberland County. We've got a election in November. I guess we got school board before then, right?
We got filing for school board.
Filings for school board. Got election in November, very important. Everybody, please register to vote and then vote. Miss Angie.
All right, thank you for having me. Our I Voted Sticker Contest is started, we kicked it off in October of 2023, and it continued until December of 2023. It was open to all Cumberland County students, private, public, charter, and the homeschools. After the first of the year, the submissions were put online for the public to vote for their I Voted sticker for the 2024 general election. In late April, the board and myself selected the winner of the sticker that you will be having in November of 2024. And I want to say that I couldn't do this without my board's support. All right, for our third place design, I will apologize if I say the name wrong. The name is Bethel Agbondiju. I can't say that name. She's a 9th grader at School of Brilliant Minds.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if she's here. All right. And our second place design was Mackenzie Flynn from Cumberland Academy. She is a 10th grader. And your 2024 general election sticker
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
is by Kiara Maxwell. From Cumberland Virtual Academy, and she is a 10th grader. And she is here.
Come on up. Come on up.
All of the winners got a plaque with their name and their design on it. She gets a plaque with her name, design, and a $100 gift card, and we have some other goodies in here for her.
All righty. No, you got to come this way.
You got to go that way.
I don't know if you want to say anything, but you come around here and we got to get a picture. I got mine earlier, but the rest of them might want a picture too. I let them have one every now and then.
Thank you. We are cutting up tonight.
Beautiful, congratulations. Thank you.
You didn't know I was doing your picture? If all y'all come up into the way over here.
Scoot over so we can get this photo.
Wait a minute, you got to slide around a little bit. I don't need y'all, I need everybody. There you go. There you go. There you go.
Now you got King right from the front.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I'll turn this way.
1, 2, 3. Let's take one more. That's good.
And just to recognize her mom, Miss Maxwell is here. All righty, thank you. She did an excellent job. Use the microphone. You got to use my microphone.
Since this is
Pull the microphone up.
out
I
on
got
the
to hear you
air.
now. Go ahead.
The Board of Elections needs poll workers in November badly. And my little soapbox is that we would like to encourage 17-year-old students and up. We have 2 slots per precinct for 17-year-old students and up to work with us. They get the same training, the same pay as regular poll workers. So 154 young people can work on election day, make a contribution to their community, and earn some cash on the side, too. So we would love to have them come work with us.
And where do they apply?
The Board of Elections, or they can go online to electionready.net.
Did you
click-
say electionready.net?
.net and click the Get Involved button.
Commissioner Stewart.
Is there any special training that they need beforehand?
Yes, they get the same training as all other poll workers. There's at least 2 training sessions beforehand. They're about 3 hours each.
Okay, and how much is the pay?
The pay is between $120 and $150
Okay.
And
for that one day.
can they
Oh,
come
a
in?
day.
Can they come in live to the Board of Elections building and sign up?
Yeah, oh, yes, absolutely.
Are y'all
We'll
still right
take
up there at the
any
top
way
of
you
the
send
hill?
them to us, we'll take them.
I'm trying to repeat it as many times as I can.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think it doesn't look bad on a resume. It doesn't look bad on a college application to have that as your community service. You make a little bit of extra money, and we love having them. They bring a whole sort of different vibe into our precincts, the enthusiasm, they're technology savvy, so we learn from them just as much as they learn from us. Thank you for having us.
Hold on one second. Commissioner Jones.
Is the training going to be paid, and will the training be during the weekday or the weekends?
There's different sessions that people interested can sign up for, so there's daytime sessions and evening sessions for those adults who may have other jobs. Thank you.
All right, that's your info commercial for the night. Thank you so very much. That will take us to an exciting part, which is our Cumberland County 2024 Citizens Academy graduates. Ms. Rice.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I am really honored tonight to be able to welcome so many of our 2024 Cumberland County Citizens Academy graduates. I feel a little spoiled because this was my first academy as well, but I would argue to say that maybe this was the best, at least the best I've been a part of. Everyone was absolutely wonderful to learn alongside, and it also was incredible for me to be able to spend 6 weeks learning the same things they did. I mean, I'm new to the county as well, so it was absolutely a delight. So we spent 6 weeks together, starting in April through the end of May. We visited many departments, as well as several came to us. We were everywhere from animal services to the library and everything in between. We had I think we had 29 people actually finish the class with us, many of whom are here tonight and excited to meet you. So I'd like to invite all of our Citizens Academy graduates up to say hello, and then we will get a picture. Come on, guys. Don't be shy. They're not shy, I promise you. This is the best group of question askers I've ever met. They really asked some deep questions. We learned a lot, everything from, is Rawls here? I know Rawls is somewhere. Rawls came and answered a ton of questions about planning and inspections. We learned about GIS that same night. I also learned that animal services is a great place to visit, not always the best place to host a class because maybe people are allergic to cats. So we learned with each other. So please, if everybody would, and you're okay with it, I'd love to. Nope. Okay, go ahead.
I would tell you that I attended the first session and the last session. I didn't do the middle sessions. And it was, they were enthusiastic. I tell you all, I hope you all learned a lot from the Citizens Academy. I would ask you, if you did and you enjoyed it, pass it along to other citizens. I think the more we learn about government and our county government, it opens your eyes up, right? It makes you understand a little bit why we raise our hand and don't raise our hands sometime up here. But I think it also showed you how dedicated our employees are in this county. I think y'all went to, most people like the landfill. I know y'all like that. Everybody likes the landfill. So if any of y'all want to go have a tour of the landfill, evidently they must do some amazing things out at the landfill. I do like the landfill too. But I just wanted to thank you all for taking that time. It's a 6-week class, so it's not something that you take lightly. All of you all showed up, showed out, and asked your questions. So thank you all so very much for being all about that and learning about Cumberland County. I think I asked every one of you all, y'all saw my big, beautiful picture, didn't you, when I sent it to y'all? I sent each one of them a picture of me. Y'all think I just take these pictures for joy. Every one of them got a picture of me. I hope it's on the refrigerator. Put it on the refrigerator, District 1, vote Glenn Adams. But anyway. But we also, and I think this board, I would tell you from this board, is that, and it's what I put in the note to you, is that when you take the time out to be able to do that, then please sign up for some of our boards and commissions. It shows that you wanted to learn about your county, you wanted to know about your county, and I do look at that when I'm thinking about who I'm going to appoint, is that somebody take the time out to be able to do that class and do that. A lot of boards and commissions, look at the ones that you think you're interested in, and please let us know. So, Diane.
Thank you so much. Is it okay if they come up and take a picture now?
Well, I'll do this. After 6 weeks, I think they can all come to the mic and say their name, and
That'd be wonderful.
then they can come take a picture. You know, I'm
Okay.
always going to take a
We'll
picture.
start with you.
That's never a problem. And if you wanted to say a word, not 2 words.
No. Good
Okay.
evening, I'm Dr. Skinner Coleman, and I'm a recently retired federal employee, school counselor.
All right.
Amanda Smith.
Quantika Conley Jackson.
Lindora Thompson.
Veronica Rozier.
Cassie Turner.
I'm Carlos Checker, and I sent my application for the Board of Commission.
Did you say Board of Commissioners? Did you say Board of Commissioners?
District 1.
District 1? Boy, I created somebody.
I'm Bryant McMillan.
Good evening, I'm Barry Bowden.
Good evening. My name is William O'Kelly, and actually, my wife serves on one of the transportation boards that's headed by Mr. Ross Howard here.
Okay. All right.
It looks a little thick.
All the women on one end, all the men on the other end. I didn't know that.
A little heavy.
I could drop out now.
More hair.
Y'all start right there and come on down, and take everyone start with the clerk.
What is this? Right there.
It's amazing.
Welcome aboard.
Yeah, that one goes directly to the.
Hey, that's a new building.
It wore off. She's running for office.
Thank you for your service.
Now you know where your trash goes.
You have a lovely name. Good to see you again, my sister.
Okay, that's a
Congratulations.
Yeah, now you know where all your trash goes.
It's on your refrigerator.
Congratulations. Meeting you, congratulations.
It's all
Thank you for all your effort. Thank you.
Nice meeting you, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Nice meeting you, congratulations.
Over that way, son. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, let's see, that'll get us back to our, I tell you what, this is our last meeting. We don't have a meeting in July. This is our meeting in June. So for everyone's benefit, June 25th is Vice Chairwoman Stewart's birthday. Ah, you didn't know I knew that, huh? Hey, that's what. So happy birthday to you. We won't be here, but do that.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Hey, you know, there's some people who still not here. So we're glad you're here. That'll take us to our public comment period. I call on the county manager to read the public comment policy.
The public comment period procedures are as follows. The public comment period shall last no longer than 15 minutes. Time may be extended at the discretion of the board. Each speaker will have a maximum of 3 minutes to make remarks until the 15-minute is attained. No time may be yielded by a speaker to another speaker. Speakers will be acknowledged by the board in the order their names appear upon the sign-up sheet. Speakers will address the board from the lantern and begin their remarks by stating their name and address. Public comment period is not intended to require the board to answer any impromptu questions. Speakers will not discuss the matters regarding the candidacy of persons seeking public office. Speakers will be courteous in their language and presentation. Personal attacks will not be tolerated. Written comments and/or supporting documents may be left with the clerk to the board.
Okay, and our clerk is Ms. Andrea Tebby, who's right there. I'll call on Madam Clerk. Are there any speakers?
We have 6 speakers.
All righty. 6 speakers. We'll give them each 3 minutes. That'll be 18 minutes. That's if you call the first speaker.
Randy Dingle.
Good evening.
Good evening, Council.
Yeah, pull that up. Pull that up a little bit. There you go.
Okay, my name is Randy Dingle. I live at 4625 Tremilla Drive. I'm talking about encroachment because we have a bad drug infestment in Cedar Creek. And we have had a murder on Tremilla. We have drug activities, all kind of stuff going on. And we need some assistance from you. People are encroaching on the easement, so the fire department can't even get in to do their jobs. I have a plat, which is a map of everything in this. I've been to the tax people about it. I've been to zoning and planning about it. I even came to you, Councilman Adams, and you told me to go to DOT. They haven't done anything. You told me to call Duke. Duke didn't do anything. The road is just a mess, and it needs to be fixed so that the sheriff can get up there to do their jobs. That's the main thing. To fix the road and clear up the easements so the fire department and the public service people can do their jobs. And you can't do it out there because they shooting and carrying on, all kind of stuff. So this is why I'm here today. I was assaulted because I stood up against them. Got a cracked eye socket, torn muscle, cracked rib. And I'm standing here today asking for y'all help.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, can I ask a question?
Excuse me, sir.
Can you give me the name of that road again, please, sir?
Tremilla.
Spell it.
Tremilla Drive. Trumilla.
Yeah.
It's off of McKinnon Road.
Right.
True Mill. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we've talked about it. Thank you. Your next speaker?
Tiffany Kennedy.
Tiffany Kennedy. All right, the next speaker?
Johnny Sampson.
Mr. Sampson.
Good evening, Chairperson.
Pull that mic up a little bit. There you go.
Good evening, Chairperson, Board of Commissioners. My name is Johnny Sampson III, 4204 Barrington Drive, Greenville, North Carolina. My dad was a commissioner for 23 years. His name was Johnny Sampson Jr. in Craven County. And Mr. Billy King was here. I wanted to try to say hi to him. He was one of my dad's best friends. So my purpose here today is to introduce myself to the area. My sister's name is Dr. Carolyn Sampson Stewart, and she retired here in February. So she don't not like to come to meetings like a brother do, but my purpose is to meet the commissioner that's in the area on 316 Old Rock Hill Road, Old Rock Hill. The current
Okay, do me a
owner,
favor, because I don't think that's, where is that located? In what part of the county?
I think it's in Cumberland County.
Yeah,
Because
but-
it's only 5 minutes away from here.
Oh, okay.
It's not that far away from it. Right
Old
now,
Rock
it's just
Hill.
raw land.
Rock Hill, that's Eastover.
It's east.
Down the Eastover, he said.
Okay. So I was looking for the commission that served that area, so I can introduce myself to him or her.
You got 5 of them. Everybody except for the 2 here in the middle.
Well,
Everybody else.
I got business cards for everybody.
You can leave them with the.
God
with
bless
the
you.
clerk.
And Mr. Robert and Michelle Stems has given me the opportunity to acquire 20 acres over in that area. And right now, I just put a deposit down because I didn't want to do too much. Now this, I got the welcome key from the board. My dad had taught me very well. The first thing you want to do is meet important people and people that can guide you, because what we are planning to do is make a subdivision there. We will have nice homes. My purpose of coming anywhere is always to be a good neighbor and to do what I'm asked to do. I do believe in following protocol. We have investors from South Carolina that will be funding this project. So the way it's going to work, we can just be a one model home, and then the rest of them will be plats. That means that the buyers will be able to come there and instruct us on how they want their home built. Okay, so we know that we got a lot of work to do. We're hoping that we can find out if water and sewer can run through that area. That's very important to us. We will be getting it like I said, we're just in the beginning stage. We didn't do anything yet until we directed that we can do it. Okay, so we know we need architects, we need engineers, we know the whole protocol system. And I'm the business owner and CEO of Finance Consulting Service, which we've been in business since 2009. So I personally have owned 30 houses, and I have my friend here with me, Mr. John Robinson. And Mr. John Robinson has been
finish
working
that
with me.
sentence, go ahead.
My time is up?
Yeah, but you can go ahead and finish your sentence.
Okay. Mr. John Robinson has been working with me for a while, so he can be helping me help put this proposal together. And anybody
It's 2 sentences now. You're getting up to 2. I said 1, but now you get, see, you're taking it on. See how people take it. See that gentleman right there with the yellow tie? Make sure you give him your car. He's in the house zoning department.
All right.
And if you leave the rest of them with Madam Clerk, she'll make
Okay.
sure we get them. Thank you so very much.
Thank you for the time.
And we're glad your father had the service, because if he served on the county commissioner board, you understand how he was away from home a lot of times. Thank you so very much. Next speaker,
Shayla Rice.
Ms. Rice.
Hello, my name is Shayla Wright, 2557 Pinecrest Drive. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. My purpose is to introduce a new foundation that I'm the founder of. It's called the Dream Quest Foundation. Commissioner Adams came to our meet and greet last month, and we're just we're an organization dedicated to empowering at-risk youth and the niche, least served populations like the children in foster care, single-parent households, juvenile justice system, and like living in non-traditional settings like with a grandparent or aunt. We said that, I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous.
Take your time.
We said that it's Mental Health Awareness Month, and the Dream Quest Foundation is focused on mental wellness overall, not only teaching the children how to cope and how to deal with their trauma, but their caregivers also, and their educators, those who are working with the children. We have 2 flagship programs. It's the Dream Quest University and the Educator Wellness Program. Both programs are centered around mental health, and they're actually on an app. It's an app that you download for the children. Every student is free. We support it through sponsorships, like monthly sponsorships, but in that they get tools, resources. We meet bi-weekly. They get assigned a mentor, and we focus on mental health, mental wellness, how to cope, deal with bullies, deal with relationships, how to communicate, just different things like that. And on the flip side as well, I am an educator. I work for Cumberland County Schools since I've been in Cumberland County, and since COVID, the teachers have been leaving the education field in droves because of burnout and just because of mental health and, just a lot of different things. So the Educator Awareness is a program is based on the mental wellness and give those teachers that support and outlets and different things that they can do as a school system to keep our teachers balanced so they can continue to teach our students. So I just thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to speak. And I just wanted to introduce our foundation. I have a couple of our board members. I have our Vice President, Noah Spencer, our Secretary, Jessica Spencer, and also we have Shadana McFall, who has been instrumental in helping us get our purpose and our initiative out.
If you can do me one favor, if you can, we don't speak on this. Just, you got your website?
I do.
Okay, if you can give the website.
It is dreamquestfoundation.org, dreamquestfoundation.org.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful being at your event.
Thank you.
Next speaker,
Tina Jacobs.
Ms. Jacobs. And as they're coming forth, I think we have Terry Thomas here with the Vision Resource Center. She told me she's going to start coming to our meetings to make sure we're doing right. There you go. We want to see that handsome face. There you go.
Hi, my name is Tina Jacobs. This is Quint Langford and Cheyette Wright. We're here representing the Vision Resource Center Visionary Advocacy Group. We're celebrating our 85th anniversary of service in the Cumberland County area this year, and Ms. Wright is going to speak on some activities that are going on for the rest of the year.
Good evening, County Commissioners. I'm here to personally invite each and every single one of you out to some of the events that we have taken place this year. On August 24th, we will be having our annual wing fling at Dirtbag Ales, and we do ask that you come out and support us. And also, October is Blindness and Vision Awareness Month, and starting on October 1st, we are kicking off a campaign called Walk a Mile in My Shoes. Some of you have been out to our Vision Resource Center and know that we have what's called the Braille Trail, and we have the only one in the state of North Carolina that is a trail that those of us that are blind and visually impaired, we can get out and walk and exercise without assistance of anybody else. And we are asking you to come out, support us, and come out and walk a mile in our shoes that day. We will have blindfolds and canes so that you guys can get a sense of what it's like for us being able to navigate around the city and navigate in our everyday lives. And also this year, like Tina said, we're celebrating our 85th year, and we have a gala in December that we'd like to invite each and every single one of you all to come out and attend tonight. And also, we just wanted to put a face with the visionary group and with the VRC and let you know that we are blind and visually impaired citizens in Fayetteville, and we are asking for your help. We're going to be advocating this year for different things that are going to help us in our group and also help other blind and visually impaired people that, may not know about our group or that may not know where to go for resources. I know that there's over 700 registered blind and visually impaired people here in Cumberland County alone, and they are your constituents as well as everybody else. And we're just asking for your help and your understanding with working with us to be able to get things done so that we can work together in our community.
Thank you.
And
I concur with what they said.
Wise man, wise man.
I want to thank you for your continued support in our program.
Thank you. Just to do this, because she is here, I'd like to recognize Ms. Tammy Thurman with Piedmont Natural Gas, because as they did that trail, stand up, because I know they won't, they'll give you a clap, because those at the Vision Resource Center know that Ms. Thurman and Piedmont Natural Gas contributed to helping bring that trail to life. They did it first, came back with the Braille Trail, and as you all do that, normally we don't talk about this, but I do want to thank these commissioners who, through their Parks and Rec part, went out there and did it, and also Lisa Childress was here earlier. The ag department went out there, and we're doing now with raised beds to be able to plant. So it is, the county is involved and do an excellent job. Ms. Terry Thomas, thank you for what you do in this community. And for all of you all that are here, I'm going to just tell y'all this, and I don't tell y'all much now, but if you want to have a party, y'all go out to the Vision Resource.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right,
Yes, sir.
You know,
Absolutely.
I was out there, I said,
Absolutely.
they got a blind DJ. What he gonna do? What he gonna play? And I'm gonna tell you, there's some dancing people out at the Vision Resource Center if you want to have a party.
Yeah.
And I would tell all of our citizens, they also have a reading service. Anybody that wants to go out there and read on the radio to those that are visually impaired, I know that they would thank anybody for coming out there to read to that. Maybe we can get it where some of our employees can go out there and take that time to go. Thank you all so very much. Thank you, Ms. Thomas. Thank you all for coming. Our next speaker?
There are no more speakers.
There are no more speakers. We will close the public comment period, and we will move to the approval of the agenda. Mr. Manager.
Yes, I have one item for consent I need to add, item 2J, request for consideration of amendments to Articles of Incorporation of the Cumberland County Hospital System, Inc., to be added to the agenda June 17, 2024.
Are there any other items? With that, I'll ask for approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Unanimous.
The 2J that was added, we all serve on the Cape Fear Valley Board and heard this item. The attorney's here. I don't think anybody has, you wave your hand there, don't stand up. Have any questions on that? I would ask to approve the consent agenda
That's with the
with the addition of 2J.
second.
It's been moved and second. All those in favor?
Unanimous.
All right, thank you. That will take us to our public hearings. Mr. Manager, if you would give us the procedure for the public hearing.
Yes, public hearing procedures. Arguments by the proponents and opponents should be limited to a maximum of 10 minutes per side. If there's no group representative, each speaker shall be allotted a maximum of 3 minutes until the 10-minute time period is attained. Rebuttals will only be permitted at the discretion of the chairman, with a maximum of 1 3-minute presentation by each side.
Thank you. Mr. Manager, that will take us to our first public hearing, which is consideration of granting economic development incentives for Project Smarty.
Yes, County Attorney Rick Moorfield and Robert Van Geers, CEO of Fayetteville Cumberland EDC, will present this item and answer any questions you may have.
This might be the first time I ever tell you, pull that mic up.
That's fair.
I'm in fair for him today, I tell you.
Mr. Chairman, for the record, you have in your package the ad confirmation for this public hearing as a record of that, and a resolution if you intend to approve this grant of incentives. The resolution that's in the package would be appropriate for the adoption.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Happy to be with you tonight. Project Smarty, for the commissioners and for staff and for the public, is an established international company. They are from a NATO member country, and they are considering Cumberland County and other states for the first U.S. location. This company would take an existing vacant building along Corporation Drive, and they would utilize it to create products or manufacture products for the solar industry. This use is compatible with the current zoning, and no changes would need to be made. If we are selected, the company would hire more than 400 employees in the first year of operations, which would be 2025, growing eventually to 815 by the end of 2027. The average salary is projected to be $53,000 a year, which is approximately 15% above the county's average wage. And importantly, 90% of these jobs would be between $22 and $38 an hour, roughly in that range of the upper 40s into the upper 60s. The project would invest more than $134 million in personal property and $25 million in building improvements. It would be a PwC customer who's been working very closely with us to help demonstrate that we're the right community for them. They would be receiving electric, water, and sewer service, and as such would be monitored accordingly in all those cases. And we are asking that the commissioners approve offering a 5-year incentive agreement to the company with the first payment to occur in fiscal year 28-29. So for that year and the 4 following, the company, provided the company had hired the required number of jobs, was paying the required wage, they would make full payment of their taxes and then receive a grant back. That grant would not exceed 75% of their the new taxes they pay above the current value today. And so over the life of the agreement, Cumberland County would collect $5.7 million in new tax revenue over the 7 years from today to the last payment. And you'd pay out $3.5 million in incentives. I think importantly, though, during that same time, in order to qualify for all of this, the company will add more than $265 million worth of wages to our local economy. With that, respectfully, we ask for your consideration and hope that you'll approve this tonight.
Any commissioner have any questions? You were sent the packet in advance and able to review that. If not, I will open the public hearing. Are there any comments?
There are no speakers.
I will close the public comment. I will tell you that in our packet is the ad confirmation and Project Smarty Exhibit A and the resolution of approval. I'll take a motion to approve the attached resolution.
Motion to approve the attached resolution.
It's been moved and second. All those in favor?
Unanimous?
That is unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. That will take us to our rezoning cases. I will call on the county manager. County case zoning 2410.
Yes, Chairman Adams, we have 4 cases, starting off with item last digit starting with 10. Rawls Howard, Planning and Inspection Director, will present each item and answer any questions you may have.
Thank you very much. Good evening, Commissioners. Yeah, first item that we have is case ZON 240010. This is a case that was deferred from last month's meeting to this month for further dialogue. So if it's okay, I know we've already heard the case. I'll just go through the case presentation again. So as you can see, where this case is located just around the Spring Lake in the Fayetteville area, up in the north central area of the county. The applicant and the owner is Annie R. Hassan. Khalil Hamid Hassan Sr. is the applicant owner. The request is to go from R6A to OINP, Planned Office and Institutional. The intent was to put a training services or some sort of a training type of a school for professionals at this location that you can see here, which is cross-hatched in red that you can see here. That's just off MacArthur Road, which runs north and south here, sits near the corner of Pine Street. So it sits just outside the Fayetteville city limits, which you can see here, which is this dotted line that you can see highlighted in various places throughout the map for just a little under a half acre. So this is the subject property itself. It's surrounded primarily by a lot of residential uses. You can see a manufactured home park right across the street, but for the most part, a lot of what you'll see is just single family. There is a daycare that sits just to the south of this that is also owned by the applicant as well. And then there's a substation that was owned by Carolina Power and Telegraph, I believe, that sits just to the north here. But for the most part, it's a solidly residential area. This is just a close-up of the property itself. You can see this is the 1429. This is the mobile home park that you can see across the street. I just wanted to put this in here so you could just get a better image of just more of a close-up of what the property looks like and the area that it's in. So the coloration of the zoning map you can see is largely all pretty much R6. There is a C1P that sits up on this corner up here. but for the most part, it's all zoned for single-family residential uses. There's a water line that sits for the property. There's a sewer line that sits just off to the side here, but for the most part, it does have water utilities to the site. This site itself is actually part of the North Fayetteville Land Use Plan area, which was adopted in 2002. It designates it for medium-density residential. So for the most part, you can see that the plan calls for a lot of this area to be largely to stay as a residential area. One of the big conversations that we had as a part of this case was that any type of commercial development really should be pushed down toward this activity node that you can see down here toward the major highway. But with that being said, staff had felt at the time that the request was not consistent with the adopted land use plan. This is the subject property. It's currently a single-family home, as you can see. This is standing on MacArthur Road with the property immediately on the left-hand side. You can see the sign out there as per state statute requirements for notification. This is the east view. This is looking at the manufactured home park immediately right across the street. It's one of the homes within that park. And this is the south view with, again, the site immediately on the right-hand side. So staff did recommend denial of this request last month. We took this to the planning board 2 months ago. They also supported a denial request of a 10-0 vote. Some of the main concerns was that the encroachment of largely non-residential uses into a residential area. As per the direction of the board from last month's meeting, we did meet with the applicant on three times to talk about plans and the best route to move forward. It's also our understanding that I believe the applicant met with some other staff to discuss maybe pushing the professional training type of operation to a different type of facility that would be co-opted potentially with the county. And I think those were very productive conversations that came out of that. So what was left over was the daycare use that was still left on the site. Staff's recommendation at that point was that the zoning was not needed. There's already an existing SUP on the site that's owned by the applicant to the south. That's simply just going through an amendment to that SUP process to include this one would be the better course of action to prevent maybe a zoning district that doesn't really fit largely within that area would be the best course. So that's what we had put forward. The applicant then, I believe, had submitted a withdrawal request to take the case out of consideration from the board. 2 days later, I believe the applicant had recanted that withdrawal request with a written request to put it back on the agenda for tonight to hear the rezoning. So that's where we're kind of at here now. We've kind of come full circle back to where we were before. So, but staff did meet with the applicant and discuss options over the last 30-day period. So with that being said, I'll try to answer any questions that you have, and I hope I was at least trying to be clear for the timeline there.
And if the board remembers, this was one that we started hearing, we heard last month, and then asked them to, I think Ms. Skeens talked to them, and then I think they went back to the zoning. So seeing no questions, I will open the public hearing. Are there any speakers, Madam Clerk?
We have 2 speakers.
All right, if you call the speakers.
John Russell.
Mr. Russell.
Hello, my name is John Russell, and my address is 4436 Ridgecrest Drive, Hope Mills, North Carolina. I'm here today to advocate for the location at 1429 to be zoned for a community center. Why I ask that is because I'm a certified peer support specialist, and I've been hosting some of my group meetings at Golden Corral. Can I bring this up for y'all to see?
To the clerk.
What I've basically been working on is becoming a peer support specialist for a peer support specialist. We find out that these individuals need some kind of guidance and help in what it is that they're doing. So I've been doing it at Golden Corral, and it has been kind of expensive. You know, I've been trying to work it. And Dr. Hassan was going to allow me to do it at the environment on 1429 Ridgecrest. 1429 MacArthur Road, because we understand that we won't be doing training there, but if it's available for us to do the group meetings and things of that nature as a community rec center, that was what I'm here advocating for.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
The next speaker?
Dr. Annie Hassan.
Good evening, County Commissioner.
Good evening.
I want to clarify my request for the property located at 1429 MacArthur Road. I'm Annie Hassan. I reside at 1340 MacArthur Road, Fayetteville, North Carolina. My primary goal was to establish a permanent facility to hold meeting and training, because I've been doing training for over 40-some years to the community. Initially, I proposed rezoning the property at 1429 as an O&I, but that was turned down. Another alternative from the Department of Planning and Inspection was to add amendment to my existing special use permit of my daycare at 1425 MacArthur Road, Fayetteville. To convert the property at 1429 would be a hardship for me financially to meet the requirement of the Division of Child Development and Early Education Regulatory Service. Because you're talking about to redo that house would cost me over $20,000 for another daycare center to be there. So I've spoken with Dr. Jennifer Green about utilizing the Recovery Resource Center. Also, she said I can use the Cumberland County Health Department and the Cumberland County Department of Social Service for training, which I agreed. It may not be, but also it may not have staff. So since that I have training during the weekdays from 9 to 6 and weekends from 5:30 to 9:30 at night, the staff may not be there to open up the facility. And also on Saturday and Sunday, I have training from 9 to 6 on Saturday and Sunday. Therefore, I would like to propose an alternative solution using zoning and ordinance that have a community center that I still can conduct meetings, recreation, and social activity while also providing a valuable resource to the community. As a nonprofit organization, my mission is to empower individuals on their path to wellness and recovery through the strengths of life experience and the compassion for peer support. I believe that this solution will meet our needs while offering a positive contribution to the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other speakers?
There are no more speakers.
I'll close the public hearing. And just for clarity's sake, I don't think this board ever denied the O&I.
No.
Because we sent it back to the planning board. So I just want to make sure that that's in the record, that we did not deny that. So it seems as though, from my understanding, and I'll go to any of the commissioners, that last meeting, it was for the training of individuals for peer support, and now it's the use would be community center, which is, I guess, one of the things, once it's rezoned, it could be any of those things. It could go back to being a training for the peer support, or it could be a community center, it could be any of that, once you rezone it. I'll open it up if there's any, Commissioner Keith.
Thank you. Mr. Howard, has anything changed since the last meeting? No, same information, basically same request? Okay.
Yes.
So, this is, to me, a residential area, but is a community center any other zoning? What is a community center? What would it be considered?
It would be considered an assembly use by our ordinance, so.
And what zoning would that be?
Well, you could do it in O&I by right, but you could do it by special use permit in other districts. I think also included the district that she's currently in. It's a almost identical situation that you would see with the daycare. It would take a special use permit to operate that in the current zoning district that you have now.
And so if she were to get a special use permit for a community center, and she were to use it for anything other than a community center, it could be subject to be shut down?
The permit would be revoked, yes.
The permit would be revoked and she'd be in violation?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Stewart.
If it was a community center, is there anything prohibiting somebody from having a meeting in a community center?
No.
So she could open it up as a community center and still have the meetings there but she would be.
You can have a meeting in your house.
Yeah, you can have a meeting. Well, to do the training, you can do, because this is now completely confusing. Completely confusing now. I look like you do right now.
Okay.
because this is the first time we're hearing about a community center, and probably you too. Okay, so we talked about the training center being in the middle of a residential neighborhood. We have, do we have community centers in the middle of a, we have rec centers in neighborhoods, but that's attached to a school.
More often than not, I would
Right.
say that's correct.
Right. I just don't see anything different from last month. Only thing different that I see is that there's a new name.
Yeah.
Or that's the only thing different that I see, but the circumstances seem to be the same.
Well, I think from a planner's perspective is that a community center is an identified specific use on like the use table in our zoning ordinance. So if it was just lumped in with training center or something else, that might be the case, but it's a called out assembly use on our table in the ordinance, which is then subject to whatever specifications have to go in whatever zone that it's located in.
It's getting real, extremely sticky.
Commissioner Jones.
I just want to be clear, because if, I'm looking at it this way, on the other flip side, like some neighborhoods such as Hollywood Heights, they have a community center. I know that Southgate, we have a community center. And what we do at our community centers, you can have meetings, yes, but then it's open to the other services that allows the community, which is why I guess they don't say anything about being in our neighborhood, because then we have, like, you know, youth, people can rent it for a baby shower, people can do things like, you know, youth meetings. So in other words, I guess that's the question I want to know. Is she trying to do like a compromise to say, now it's open to the community, so the neighbors now might feel more comfortable? I just, for example, I know for a fact, like I said, my side of town, West Side, we got a community center in Ann Chestnut, we have one in Southgate, we have one in Hollywood Heights, and they do have meetings there. Economic development goes by. You know, Ann Chestnut has meetings to discuss different things that they, you know, for the community.
Yes, ma'am.
So the neighborhood watch meetings can be there. And so I'm wondering, I guess that's what I'm stating, is she trying to do a compromise to say, so the neighbors will feel comfortable, if I do my meetings, they can utilize this center also to have a baby shower, birthday parties, or, you know, bring senior groups can meet there. I'm asking, is that what the purpose is? Is she trying to say now
What I'll do
that I
is.
can open this to the community and the neighbors to have something?
What I'll do is, instead of Rawls trying to guess, Ms. Hassan, I'll just ask you to answer her question. And that's, the question is this open for the community to be able to come in and have meetings? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Booth.
Okay, I just have two. One of them was kind of like what she started talking about. She just told us the schedule that she works basically Monday through Sunday, all the way into the night. When would somebody else be able to, you know, go up to the chalkboard and say, I want to reserve this for my baby shower on Saturday at 4? I mean, how are we going to check up on that? They can't keep calling him and saying, it's supposed to be a community center, and I've asked twice now, once for a birthday and once for an anniversary, and they said they were busy, you know, because the primary use is for training or something. So I don't know how you would monitor that and why we would be the ones that would get the call, because it's in violation of the SUP.
Right.
When was the last time you sent anybody at your department out to go patrol and see if everybody's abiding by their SUPs in the county?
Tell the truth.
We are largely complaint driven, just by staffing alone and the sheer geography we have to cover. So
I agree 100%. Okay, that's my only issue with it is, if we open this up, saying that she will allow others, but she'll allow what? An hour a year, an hour a day, an hour a week? You know, and will she only allow one other group to use it, or does she have to allow everybody that asks to get in there? Because then she's going to be out of luck on doing all this training on the weekends and stuff too. That's when everybody wants to have a birthday party or a wedding reception or something.
Commissioner Fairclough.
Can I ask, was this re-advertised to the public as anything different than it was before?
no, the case was advertised because it was deferred to a date certain to this month, so there was no further newspaper advertising or any ads that went out because it was a date certain.
Mr. Chairman, let me try to add a little clarity to this. Mr. Howard, my understanding is that this address is right now subject to a special use permit for a daycare center, correct?
No.
This is next door. This is the building next door.
The one next door to the south, it
So the one-
has an
so
SUP
the
on
one
it.
she's asking for does not have a special use permit
No.
at all?
No, it does
Okay.
not. That's correct.
That was okay.
Commissioner Stewart.
hope that that Dr. Hassan, that you take advantage of the services offered by Ms. Schemes.
Dr. Green.
Dr. Green and the Assistant County Manager Schemes. And because I don't want to set this up for failure, I'm going to make a motion to deny the rezoning request from R6A Residential District to ONIP Plan Officer and Institutional Direct, and find that the request is not consistent with the North Fayetteville Area Plan, which calls for the medium density residential. At this location, the request is not reasonable or in the public interest, as it is not compatible to or in harmony with the surrounding land use, activities, and zoning.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and second. All those in favor?
Voting in favor, Commissioner Faircloth, Commissioner Council, Commissioner Adams, Commissioner Stewart, Commissioner Booth, and Commissioner Keith. Voting in opposition, Commissioner Jones.
All right. That motion carries. Zoning denied. That will take us to case number 240013.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Pull this one up. So this case is sitting more in the southwestern portion of the county, as you can see, just south of Hope Mills off of I-95. You can see highlighted by the star. This is case ZON 240013. So the applicant owner is Mr. Ronnie Davis. The request is to go from C1P/CU, Planned Local Business Conditional Use, and RR, Rural Residential, to C1P, Planned Local Business. The intent, this case was also continued at the planning board to try to clarify intent, but the intent is currently is for self-storage and to remove the conditional use on the property. So CU is an older standard by which we had conditional uses that we don't do anymore here with the county. Everything is switched over to conditional zoning for the most part. So the old conditional use that was on the property was for a mobile home and for a gas station. So the intent is to have that removed for these particular type of uses. So you're looking at just about 0.69 plus or minus acres, but you can see highlighted here, this is I-95, and I'll show an aerial here in just a minute, but you can see Mabry Road is here. This site would front onto Mabry Road. This is Highway 301. This is a dead-end road that, for the most part, I believe for the longest time was used, I think, by DOT to stage some of their construction on for the construction of the interstate at that particular time. But this may show it a little bit better. So here's the site in question. It's largely surrounded by some homes, some single-family homes. You have some manufactured housing, including on the site itself. But you can see where it somewhat dead ends here at the end, where it kind of butts up against I-95. This is the zoning, largely surrounded by rural residential, RR. You do have some CP in the area, but when staff was looking at this, a lot of the CP was already fronting on Highway 301 and had largely some fairly good road and street access in order to be able to have commercial development on it. Of course, across the highway, you have a lot of just agricultural land, A1. Again, just to zoom out of the property.
That's across 95 though, right? That's on the other side of 95?
Yeah, I'm sorry, what did I say?
Okay, I was just wondering. I just wanted to make sure everybody knew.
That's 95 right there.
Yeah, that's a big highway, so
Yeah.
all the A1 is always on the other side of that.
So this is the property in question here currently with the mobile home. You can see this is Mabry Road. It comes out to a dead end here, just at the end of this road here.
So wait a minute, so how would they get to it?
It would be down the Mabry Road.
Oh, so, and it's gonna be a gas station and a,
That's what the CU had at the particular time. Now, I'm talking, this is probably decades old, that CU has probably been sitting there. I mean, this is a really old case.
wow.
At first, the applicant came in and stated they wanted to put a barber shop of some kind there, then it kind of switched midstream, so this was heard twice at a planning board meeting. It came back to the planning board, and he changed it to a self-storage, I think for his own personal use, but it would have to be classified as a self-storage by our zoning ordinance to do what he was talking about doing. There is no water and sewer out in this area. There is hydric soils on the property. The Southwest Cumberland plan calls for all this to be farmland, but you have some suburban density residential across the street that's been identified, but staff felt it was not compliant with the land use plan as it was submitted to us and reviewed. So this is the subject property itself. You can see this is standing on 301, looking across. There's the home that you can see that was identified in the back. Actually, I think it sits even further back. There's a mobile home that was sat here, but I believe that's the mobile home that was on the property at the time. This is the southwest view with the site immediately on the left-hand side on 301. You can see the zoning sign that's here. This is the northwest view looking across the street from US Highway 301. There's a single-family residential home currently on the lot, and this is looking northeast with the site immediately on the right-hand side. Staff had recommended denial of the request. There was a lot of issues that staff had raised or had some concerns over the fact that it is a dead-end road. Typically, when you put commercial development at the end of a dead-end road with some surrounding homes, you start to get some ongoing issues with access, traffic, and things like that that come just with not having enough through traffic to sustain itself. When we took this to the planning board at the last planning board meeting, they also supported that recommendation of denial by a 7-to-1 vote. So if you have any questions, I'll try to answer what I can.
Are there any questions? If not, I'll open the public hearing. Are there any speakers?
There are no speakers.
No speakers. He ain't gonna speak in support of his. I'll close the public hearing. And if I can get a motion, if there are no questions. Marshall, you doing it?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Fairclough. Oh, I see it. Mr. Fairclough.
In case ZON 240013, I move to deny the rezoning request from C1P, CU Plan, Local Business District, Conditional Use, and RR Residential District, Rural Residential District, to C1 Plan, Local Business District. The request is not consistent with the Southwest Cumberland Land Use Plan, which calls for farmland at this location. The request is not reasonable or in the public interest and is not compatible or in harmony with the surrounding land use activities and zoning.
If I can get a second.
Second.
It's been moved and second. All those in favor?
Unanimous.
All right. That will take us to case 240016.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I'm sorry. So this is case ZON 240016. You can see it's almost in the same general area off Highway 87 down in the Grace Creek area of the county in the southwestern portion, as you can see here by the highlighted star on the map. This is at the corner of Tom Starling Road and Highway 87. For those that travel, it's a pretty heavily traveled highway through our county, and Tom Starling is a growing area. But the applicant owner is Vijay Patel, PMV Property LLC, the H. Crawford Design Company. The request is to go from A1 agriculture to C1P Plan Commercial. That's more of our lighter, actually that's our most lightest commercial designation for low-impact commercial development. So the intent is to put a laundromat and a little strip center there next to the gas station, which I'll show you here on the picture. The acreage is just a little over an acre, but you can see highlighted here, there's the corner, which you'll see in the map coming up here soon, or in the next couple slides. There's a gas station that sits right there on the corner. This is Tom Starling, 87. So this is just a portion of the property that's highlighted in that red crosshatch. Again, the subject property, largely this area, as you can see, is building up with a lot of single-family homes as you go further down Tom Starling. But for this area,
Well, I was going to ask that question. Why would you put a daycare when I don't see any homes around there? So where the building they would come to a laundromat? Oh, yeah, I see them up there now, way up there in the northeast corner. Okay, I'm just trying to figure it out. I just didn't see any houses. I see them now up there at the Circle and Harrington Road. Okay.
So, again, there's some homes that are existing out here, but largely some farms. But you can see that there's a gas station here. The intent of the applicant is just to add on to the gas station here, just to the south for this smaller retail use. This is the zoning that's out there. You can see, so gas stations are allowed by right in A1, so you're probably wondering why is the corner not zoned for that. So, but a gas station is allowed by right in A1, and just to add that on there would require the rezoning, which is why he's here with us this evening. But largely you have A1 surrounding in the area. You do have CP and C2 and CP across the street, but for all intents and purposes, staff was looking at this as this would be in addition to a hard corner where you would typically find a lot of commercial development of this type. This is a little bit more of a zoomed out. So the property in question is here. It's already tied to the existing parking lot and the circulation patterns to the existing gas station that's here. So the idea is that they would add something here that would be a complement to the gas station to the north.
Go back. That's 87 coming out on 87?
This is 87 here, so there's an existing driveway the DOT had granted for this site for the gas station itself, but it would also serve this particular use as well.
And you can only make a right turn coming out of there, I would take it.
Yes.
Okay. No, I'm just gonna tell you, if you go down Highway 87, I'm just telling you, it's the one that don't have as many wrecks out there, and all of those, all the buildings going on out there. I'm just trying to figure it out, okay.
Is that a median there on 87?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
It is?
It's grass.
Let him, you wanna wait till he finishes, you wanna ask something on here?
I'd like to ask
Commissioner
you-
Keith?
Yes, sir.
So, Ross, this is going to be a separate building.
Yes.
This is not going to be contiguous to the store. They're not going to build on to the store and encroach in on the other parcel. It's going to be a separate building, separate parking lot, separate everything.
Yes, yes,
Okay, like two standalones.
yes.
Okay, thank you.
So let me ask you a question then. He's rezoning this, but that also, the other part is the A1, what is it?
It's A1.
Okay.
Mhm.
So he couldn't attach to that anyway, right?
No, because, yeah, because
Okay.
that type of use wouldn't be,
Not be an A1.
Correct. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
I just, yeah.
The convenience store is A1?
Huh? Yeah, because you can put what do you say? You can
a
put
gas station's allowed by right in A1. That's why you don't have the commercial
Right.
zoning on the corner, because the
Yeah.
gas station is allowed in that
Yeah.
particular zone.
That was back when we put gas in the car.
Commissioner Booth, did you have a question?
Yeah, the next piece of property down 87 this way, do you know who owns that? Do they own that too?
I don't believe so, no,
Okay.
sir. I don't think so.
I didn't know if this was going to be kind of a step plan.
Okay. So there is water and sewer out in this area, you can see. So it's pretty much right there out on the street. The South Central Plan does call for this one particular lot to be light commercial, so it does meet and is consistent with the adopted land use plan when staff was reviewing it, and hence that went into our recommendation for approval. So then, this is the subject property. You can see the gas station immediately on the right-hand side. So this little lop of trees that you see here on the left-hand side of the picture is pretty much where the use will be going. This is the northeast view along 87 South. And again, the sign, you can see the rezoning sign out here in the grass, but the site is immediately on the left-hand side. This is the southeast view looking across the street. That's 301 and the grass median. This is the north view with the site immediately on the right-hand side. So staff had recommended approval of the request. When we took this to the planning board last month, they also supported that by an 8-0 vote. So I'll answer any questions that you have.
Are there any questions? If not, I will open the public hearing. Are there any speakers?
There are no speakers. Wait a second. We have one speaker.
Okay.
Dale Crawford?
I'm Dale Crawford, Crawford Design Company, and I am here on behalf of the owner. Certainly appreciate you all allowing me to speak. Here to answer any questions you have. I think it's pretty straightforward. We've been working with county planning. I think they certainly done a good job to explain what's going on there and all.
Say that
We do-
again? Say that again?
The county's doing a good job.
The county was doing a good job. That's what I heard. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll give you 2 more seconds.
Yeah. They did work real well with us, so we do appreciate it. And here to answer any questions. I do believe the use would be compatible with that area, and I think it is needed. It's a use for, laundry and that kind of thing. So anyway, if you have any questions, I'll be
Commissioner Booth, I think.
entertain.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have you checked with DOT to see if you have to have any additional driveway permits?
We have not. I don't believe so because, and we will check with them and
No,
we'll
I'm just
we'll
saying,
comply with
you're
all.
already kind of incorporating the one in there. I didn't know if they were going to say, since it's a separate standalone, that it has to have its own designated access way. Because right now, you really can't get into it from 87, except for on 87, pull a U-turn on it, or come down on Tom Starling Road. Everything's requires a right-hand turn into it.
And- Yes, and that's correct. That's that.
We can go the other way.
And do your folks own that next track? No? This is it?
Not to my knowledge, they don't own that next track.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
I don't want to, I don't give you a lawyer's opinion, but we're just involved in that one. I don't believe they do.
Thank you, sir. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other speakers?
There are no more speakers.
If there's no other speakers, I'll close the public hearing, and I will take a motion.
I motion in case zone 240016. I move to approve the rezoning request from A1 Agriculture District to C1P Plan Local Business District, and find the request is consistent with the South Central Land Use Plan, which calls for light commercial at this location. The request is reasonable and in the public interest, as it is compatible to and in harmony with the surrounding land and activities in zoning.
Second.
It's been moved and second. All those in favor?
Unanimous.
All righty. That will take us to zoning case 240017.
Thank you very much. Final case for the evening, Commissioners, is case ZON 240017. You can see this is located off of Clinton Road, heading in the east central portion of the county, heading towards Sampson County line. So the applicant, the owner, is Mr. Danny Johnson. The request is to go from CP Planned Commercial and A1 Agricultural to OIMP Planned Office and Institutional District. The intent is to put an office space. The acres is about two plus or minus acres. You can see highlighted here in the red. It is portions of other properties. It's sort of a conglomeration. There was a plat that was filed to recombine and move some parcel lines, but for the most part, it's about 2 acres of land out there. You can see where the property lies. This is Highway 24, so it's right on 24 for those who are familiar with the area. The Sampson County line is literally just a hop, skip, and a jump just down the road here, right there, as you can see on the map. So the subject property is largely surrounded by a lot of residential and a mix of single-family and mobile homes. You can see highlighted on the map. But for the most part, there is an older oil company that sits out there on the road, a really small parcel right here that sits, and I'll get into the details here in a minute in a different map here in just a second. There's a small mobile home park here that sits back in the property here in the, toward the rear. So the zoning map, I think, when it's in this color here, shows a little bit of a better picture. As I said before, there's a recombination plat that's been filed. You can see the parcel lines within here, but this has all been combined into one lot. There is, as I stated, an oil company that was here. It was CP right here in the front. It's my understanding from the applicant that there was a small little office that was there a while back. And when I say a while back, I say a few years ago. I don't know to what degree, or I think the applicant had mentioned that he's outgrowing that space, the reason why he needed to have this to be changed to a different zoning to allow some expansion to go on. But you can see largely a lot of this is agricultural land for the most part. So again, so here's the zoom in of this particular area. You can see there's the oil cell area that sits right here. The little small office that's zone CP is this little 8909 that sits right here in the bottom corner. But for the most part, all of this has been, as I said before, has been recombined into one lot. And the idea was that to expand to make this an office type use for the property. There is a water line out here, but there is no sewer. But there are no hydric or hydric inclusion soils on the property, so anything related to sewer would have to go through a septic analysis for septic systems. So this is part of the Stedman plan that was adopted in 2020, so it's a relatively new plan. They call for this area to be suburban density residential, but you can see pretty much the area around that has been designated for agricultural land. So when staff looked at this, we looked at the associated zoning districts of R40, R30, R20, RR, and CD. So, of course, in O&I, we didn't feel like it was compliant with the plan, so that went into staff's recommendation of why we would recommend denial. This is the subject property, as you can see. You can see it's sort of the home that's been sitting out there. This is the east view on Highway 24 with the site immediately on the left-hand side. You can see county staff out there and then the sign for public notification. This is the south view looking immediately across the street. Again, a lot of this is agricultural lands you can see out here on Highway 24. And then this is the west view with the site immediately on the right-hand side. So you can see like the remnants of the older oil company that was out there. So staff had recommended denial of this request. When this went to the planning board ultimately supported it by an 8-0 vote. I think some of the comments that we'd heard, I think that some of the reps that have lived out in this area said there have always been some form of non-residential uses to serve some of the farming areas that were out there. I think staff's concern was the precedent of setting a fairly large O&I type tract that sits in a largely agricultural area. But there was some discussion by the planning board that, that there's always been some sort of like non-residential uses out there, and they felt that the use would be not as impactful as a CP use or anything like that, and allow some sort of office uses for people that may need those types of services in the area that didn't have to drive into town. So that's pretty much it for my presentation. If you got any questions, I'll try to answer what I can.
Commissioner Keith.
Thank
I'll come back to you, Commissioner Booth.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. How, CP, very small of the 2 acres, right?
Yes.
Okay. There's 2 frontage parcels there, so it's a total of 3 parcels.
That's now been combined into one. So that's one parcel of land that has one road frontage for the, so like that red right now, that is one parcel of land that they filed a plat for. It's just that our GIS system hadn't caught up with what they've done yet.
Okay, but when you combine property into one parcel, you can have 3 different zonings on that one parcel?
Yes, you can.
Why?
Because they haven't gone through a rezoning action, so
But why would you combine them if they haven't gone through the rezoning? I mean, I'm trying to wrap my head around, you get situations like this, where you have a commercial spot right in the middle of a agricultural spot. But do you know how big so the 2 frontage pieces, one is A1 and the other is CP, commercial?
there's a CP that sits right here at this 8909 that you can see right here in the bottom corner. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can do it over there too.
Okay.
There you go, so you're not breaking your neck.
All right, that is CP.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, I can tell you right now, it ain't hitting the setback. It ain't even close.
No.
So,
And these lines
obviously,
right-
there wasn't a complaint driven on that one.
Your inspectors didn't pick it up on their daily
Yeah.
scour.
And, okay, so CP, the one beside it, is that a residential house?
Yes.
Not used as an office?
Not to my knowledge, no, sir.
Okay. And the zoning of that now is?
It's A1.
Well, if it's A1, A1's supposed to be one house every 2 acres.
It
And the
could have
whole
been-
property is 2 acres.
Yeah, it could have been there prior to.
Wait a minute,
like
it's
we
not
have
in
a
the red though.
Yeah, the one in the
Oh, you're talking
center.
about the one right there, small.
Yeah,
right
the
there.
one in
Okay.
the center is A1, correct?
Yeah, so like, it's not uncommon that you'll see lots that are smaller than the 2 acres because it could have predated our ordinance. That's an older house that's probably been sitting there for a while. We have a lot of lots that are all throughout the county that don't really have the 2-acre minimum, but that just comes when you adopt the ordinance and the lots are already created by record, then you just laid a zoning layer over top of something that already had been there.
And the way that this is platted right now, is this how it's always been platted?
No, okay, so like these yellow lines right here,
Yeah, you see where I'm getting ready to go. So it's got.
They're gone.
It's got access, but it's got, okay,
they're gone.
Only to 24.
okay. All right.
Yeah,
So all 3 of them had access to 24,
yes.
to Highway 24, but now only one.
It would be, yes.
Okay.
This frontage right now would be the lot frontage for the new lot that's just now been created by a recombination plat.
What's that road right there?
That's my question.
That's an easement that cuts through the property
It's
that
just an
leads all the way
easement.
to the back. Yeah, it's an easement.
Commissioner Booth.
Well, that's,
I'm not,
Go ahead.
thank you, Mr.
Commissioner
Chair.
Keith.
I
Commissioner
appreciate
Keith
you
and
letting me,
Alphabet.
I'm trying to, because this is a hard one. So if we have the commercial and it's in the middle of a residential area, if we did nothing, it could stay commercial and he could operate just like he is right now in that size building.
Yeah, but you'd be limited without sewer and the fact that it's not very conducive to any kind of heavy commercial that you would want to be able to put there because of the
But owner
size
said he
and
doesn't really see
utilities.
anybody anyway. I mean, he could, is there, I don't know. Okay, sorry, Mr. Chair, I don't know.
Commissioner Booth.
thank you, sir. Do they own, going on down the road, do they own that next northern parcel? It's northern from this look.
Here,
The one out top of the red.
right there?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe they do own that.
Okay, what about when the road keeps on going?
I believe I think they may own that as well.
Okay, Because if that's like
They got an easement to their own
Tony's
land.
grandmother's house up there that we're not seeing, and we allow them to start building commercial stuff and block her easement to get into the property, that's not gonna look good on us.
Yeah, during the site planning phase, we would have to negotiate access during that part of everything.
Does that easement go to any property owned by somebody else?
Is that easement owned by anybody that goes to somebody else that you know of? I don't think so. I'm not aware of that either. No.
But it could be.
Yeah, they could sell it.
No. What I'm saying is anybody up farther, I'm sorry, Mr. Chair, I'm talking.
that's
out of
fine.
turn. Is anybody accessing that easement on some of those landlocked pieces that are up north?
No, I don't believe so. I think you got this one right
It's
here.
important to know, though.
And then that one right there as well, too, but I believe all this is owned by the same person.
But what about the R6?
R6, they would have access off of this right here. I believe
that
there's
road right there. Okay,
there's an
all
access
them.
going up through here.
Okay, so the only one is that one behind.
Yeah. So that easement, for all intents and purposes, is served for these three. And I believe that's all owned by the same guy.
But we don't
same
know.
person.
We don't know that, right?
Not 100%.
Okay.
Commissioner Jones?
Can you go back to the prior screen, please?
That one?
Yes, and they own 8901 as well, correct?
I don't think they own the oil company. I think that's the oil company.
That's the oil company,
Mhm.
8901?
I don't believe they own that one.
All right.
Mm-mm.
Commissioner, you good? Commissioner Booth?
All right, if you could go back to the one before this one.
Okay.
Now, the little red area, and we keep talking about now those, what looks like landlocked, aren't because of that road. What is that road? To the right of the red? Runs parallel with the dirt road.
That's John Nunnery Road.
John Nunnery.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember that.
So my question, you go back to the next one, the one we just had. So you got the red. All of those to the right of that are, what's on those? Are they vacant, are they residential, or what?
They're a mix of mobile homes and stick built, but they all front on John Nunnery.
Well, I'm not worried about what, I got that part, but, so I've got a house that's a residential, and then you're gonna stick commercial on top of me, I guess, because it almost goes up to the, to their line.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Well, just to be clear, staff didn't recommend it, so I just want to make sure.
I'm just trying to be clear.
So-
I will open the public hearing. Are there any speakers?
There are no speakers.
I'll close the public hearing. Anybody else have any questions any questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion that I'm not in favor.
Mr. Chair, I wish somebody was here to speak on behalf of this.
Well, can I got one other question.
Yeah, sure, please.
And I will tell this board, it's not compatible with the Stedman land use plan, is it?
No.
And they just redid that. If I'm not mistaken, we just approved that plan within the last year?
2020.
2020, within the last 2 years.
Wow.
Part of it is with 24 coming down, I talked about this the last time we did a lot of zoning on this. Highway 24 is just yeah, and it's changing all the way up in terms of how it's actually going to be developed, and I think it's on this board to think about that. But those citizens out in Stedman, and this is their neighborhood, who sat out there on that board for months at a time to come up with this. I think I'm just bringing it to the board's attention of when that was done. So I'll entertain a motion.
I'll take it, Mr. Chair. And again, to the person requesting this, I wish that they had come to present their case. But it is here with us tonight, and based on the information, in case zoning number 24-0017, I move to deny the rezoning from A1 agriculture and CP planned commercial district to O&I planned office and institutional district, and find the request is not consistent with the Stedman area land use plan, and the request is not reasonable or in the public interest.
Second.
Mr. Attorney, and give us the rest of it.
Well, it's not on my list.
that is next to a residential, area, and.
It's not on the motion
It's got the
request.
statement plan, and it's not,
So tell me what else I have to put on it.
Because it's surrounded by a residential area, all residential zoning.
I will include that in my motion.
all right. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and second. All those in favor?
Unanimous.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
That will take us to consideration of bid award for the Crown Coliseum.
Yes, Jermaine Walker, Director of Engineering and Infrastructure, will present this item and answer any questions you may have.
We'll show you how to do this. For the Crown Coliseum Hospitality and Lobby renovation project for the board's consideration. This was sent to you in a packet. Is there anything different than you sent to us in the packet?
No, sir.
Does anybody have any questions? If not, I'll take a motion to approve the bid award for the Crown Coliseum Hospitality and Lobby renovation project.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Unanimous.
All right, we got the consideration of the bid award for the Crown Coliseum parking lot improvements. We got that in our, that came to us. Anything different from or anything changed since we received that report?
No, sir.
If not, I will take a motion to approve.
So.
Second.
We've got a motion to bid the bid award for the Crown Coliseum parking lot improvements. All those in favor?
Unanimous.
All right. And then go to the manager for the memorandum agreement with the Cumberland County and the Cumberland County Board of Education for support of state-assigned swiftwater rescue teams to Cumberland County, North Carolina.
Yes, this MOA, Chairman Adams, adds Max Abbott Middle School for the Swift, as a staging area or location for the swiftwater teams for emergency.
As they come in if we have an emergency. That was sent to you, and we appreciate the Cumberland County Board of Education partnering with us to do that. I'll take a motion to approve the memorandum of agreement.
Second.
It's been moved and second. All those in favor? That is unanimous. I guess that, did you get everybody? All right. That will take us to nominations. I'll call on Vice Chair Stewart.
Cumberland County ABC Board has one vacancy, and I will entertain nominations for the ABC Board.
I would nominate Chris Bullock.
Second.
It's just a motion.
Need it? Okay.
Commissioner Fairclough.
I nominate Adam Phillips.
I know he serves on the FTCC board. Okay. Adam Phillips.
He's on the FTC. I withdraw that nomination. I'm
Yes.
sorry. I thought he was,
Yes.
I'm thinking somebody else.
That will take us to the Animal Services Board.
The Animal Service Board has two vacancies, and they recommend Lee Ward for promoting goals in Animal Protection Society or the Humane Society or another such broadly based and representative organization, and Sandra Reeves for the at-large position.
All right.
Are there any other recommendations?
That will take us to the Fort Liberty and Cumberland Food Policy.
There are two vacancies in the Joint Fort Liberty and Cumberland County Food Policy. Nominate Beth Maynard for the member representing Cumberland County Schools, and Ronnie Winston, community member who does not work in local government or health agency.
All right. Any other nominations? If not, that'll take us to appointments. There are no appointments for this meeting. So with that, I will recess the Board of Commissioners meeting, and I will convene the Grays Creek Water and Sewer District and call that meeting to order. And we've got the Grays Creek Water and Sewer District Governing Board and the consent agenda. If I can get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Move to approve A and B.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Unanimous.
All right. Then I will adjourn the Grays Creek Water and Sewer District Governing Board meeting, and I will reconvene the Board of Commissioners meeting. I'll take a motion to go into closed session, attorney-client matter pursuant to NCGS 143-318-11A3.
So, second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Unanimous.
We'll go into closed session. Thank you. And we're back. I'll take a motion to come out of closed session.
Second.
Been moved and second. All those in favor? I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and second. All those in favor? All right, we are adjourned.